take a moment to feel the whole spine being held by the earth. And then hug your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg long. Drawing that knee in, feel the length in the inner thighs. Push your left heel away, strengthen the quad. Breathe deeply here. As that knee draws in just a little further, feel the compression on the top of the thigh. And then hand to the outside of the right foot, open that foot up so it's like a half happy baby. Right hand grabs the outer foot and the weight of the arm is going to do the stretching. Now your left hand can naturally just sit on top of your left hip. And that feels like a little anchoring there for the other side. Let gravity do the work here, so you surrender. Again, for now, we're doing that circular breathing. Inhale, leading into exhale, leading into inhale. I am not the doer. Very nice. And then we'll switch sides. So extend the right leg long and hug the left knee into your chest. Pull that knee as deeply towards your armpit as you can and press your right heel away. Strengthen the quad. Feel that separation of the inner thighs. So there's the action of the musculature, and then there's a feeling internally of a surrender, of letting go. And then the left hand can now reach for the outside of the left foot and a half happy baby here. So sole of the foot faces the ceiling, weight of the arm stretches the leg. And again, right hand can just rest on top of right hip. And stay firm in your supporting leg as it provides a feeling of foundation and stability. Keep letting gravity take the leg and open it up just a little further. Last breath here. Good. We'll release that and bring both knees into the chest. Squeeze them towards the heart. And this time we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and wrap the hands around the soles of the feet and draw the heels towards the glute. And so here you want to really lengthen the tailbone away from the crown of the head, creating as much space in the spine as possible. It's just a slightly different stretch there for the inner groin. So breathe into any sensation you're encountering. And this time we'll do that true happy baby. We'll hold the outside edges of the feet and let the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Weight of the arms stretches both sides here. And then you can either stay in this position, or if you'd like to continue, open the legs out wide. And your hands can just be like props, holding them up. Or if you prefer, hands can go on the inside of the inner thighs, and just the weight of the hands will provide a little extra stretch. Again, not forcing them open, not pushing them down, but really letting gravity do the work. Reach out for the soles of the feet. Feel length coming in. I am not the doer. And then hands to the outside edges of the legs. Draw the legs back to center. And then bring the hands underneath the knees, bend the knees, and roll all the way up into a seated position. So you can clear the blocks from your mat. Sit with a tall spine. Inhale, reach the arms up, elongate. And then exhale, forward fold. And just feel, again, that surrendering, that letting go, melting over the legs. Hands anchor into the earth. You can push some of the weight back. Return to that smooth breathing. Inhale, flowing into exhale, so it feels very natural. Relax your head and neck. One more full breath here. And again, get that sensation that the breath is breathing you. And then stay low and just come over to the right. Squaring the chest to the right thigh. Once again, walk your hands out. Anchor your left hip down. Head and neck is soft. Back of the neck is lengthening. As the breath breathes you, then listen for Soham, the affirmation that we have moving in and out of us all day with the breath. I am. Last breath way down into that hip. And then walk to the other side and do the same thing. So square to the left thigh. Keep that right hip anchored. Hands are anchored into the earth. Head and neck is releasing. Feel surrender. Relax your right shoulder just a little more. Last full breath here. Again, breath breathing you. And then we'll come back to the center. We'll find that release just one more time. Maybe there's a little more space there than there was before. And then just pad the hands into the earth to come up, just one at a time, really feeling the ground below until you come back up into that tall spine. Turn the palms so they face up in that receptive gesture. And the hips anchor down and the lift through the crown of the head, relieving pressure off of the discs. Relieving the weight of responsibility off the shoulders. Okay, one more here. Place the right hand down, inhale the left arm up. Walk the right hand out and then press your hip away from your fingertips and really elongate. Let the right ear fall to the right shoulder so there's no tension in the neck. Again, the pitta energy tends to really hold in that neck area. All that intensity, feel it just leaving the body. All the strain, all the stress, melting out the fingertips. Soham. And lift the left arm up. Elongate back into that seated position, feeling a difference between your right side and left. And then inhale, right arm up, walk your left hand out. Get as long as you can, press the hip away from the fingertips. Just reach, stretch. And then surrender that left ear to the left shoulder so the neck is soft. Navel hugs in on exhalation, rotate slightly to the right. And if I am not the doer, then how does gravity play here with the body? Posture set up, stable and firm. And then at the same time, soft and pliable. And then reach that right arm back up. Again, elongate back into that tall spine. And now once again, hands rest on the knees. Sit and feel the freedom. So when we get contracted and tense, there's a very different energy to spaciousness. Okay, tabletop position here. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firm. So we're going to do a little vinyasa. On your inhalation, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. And on the exhalation, navel to the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, stand on your knees, bring your arms forward and up, lengthening. And then exhale, take the hands to the sacrum and the forehead to the floor, navel to the spine. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. Back on the knees, and then exhale, bow down to child's pose. So navel to the spine for support. Do it again. Inhale, tabletop. Heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, navel to the spine, round the back. Take the sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, stand on the knees. Arms reach up and over the head. And then exhale, take the hands to the sacrum and the forehead to the floor. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, bow down to child's pose. Good, so we're going to bring in the chant Namaha, which means I surrender. So inhale, heart lift, sit bones lift. And as we go back, it's going to sound like this. Namaha. Stand on the knees, arms reach up and over the head. Exhale, hands to sacrum, forehead to the floor with the chant. Namaha. Inhale the arms out wide as you rise. And then back down to child's pose. Namaha. Walk your hands forward into child's pose, forehead into the mat. Breathe into the back body. So same pattern, belly, ribs, chest, exhale, belly, ribs, chest, but we'll feel it here in kidneys, middle back, upper back. And then we contract that abdomen on exhalation and press the breath back out. Body breathing you. Coming back up into tabletop position, tuck the toes, sit bones lift, downward facing dog. Good, and then we're gonna walk our feet forward to our hands, but just 6 inches at a time. So step forward 6 inches and stop. Hold that shorter down dog and lift the hips a little higher. Walk them another 6 inches forward and stop. Lift those hips even higher, take more pressure off the hands and bring more of the weight into the legs. Again, another 6. Taking your time. And then the last 6, stepping the feet to the fingertips. If that's not possible, keep a micro bend in the knee. Bring the body weight forward just a little bit in the balls of the feet. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Yoga mudra. Take the knuckles up and away from you and stretch out the shoulders. And just feel, again, if there's tension in that upper back and neck, whatever weight, whatever trying you've been holding on to, let it go. Namaha, I surrender. Surrender through your gut as well. So belly button draws back towards the spine. And then slowly release. Slide your hands down the backs of your legs. 2 more times like that. Just massage from the glute down the back of the legs. Just kind, soft touch. And then hands to the hips, scoop the heart, and slowly come back up. And then roll the shoulders up and back. And take a moment here in Samastiti. We're going to do moon salutations today instead of sun salutations. So we'll have our feet a little wider than hip distance apart, standing at the front of the mat, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Moon salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Now turn the toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat, hands at the heart. And then exhale, turn the toes in and come back to forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg back, lower the knee, top of the foot. Keep your fingers in a finger stand and lean forward into the lunge. And then exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop position. Heart lift, sit bones lift. And then exhale, navel to spine, round the back, child's pose. Good, stand on the knees, bring the arms up and over the head. And then exhale, bow back down to child's pose. Inhale, tabletop position, lift the heart, lift the sit bones. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then the same leg is going to move. We're going to step the right foot forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee down. Inhale into low lunge, lean the heart forward, top of the foot presses down. And then exhale, step the back foot forward, feet hip distance apart, surrender over the legs, forward fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat, hands in prayer at the heart. And exhale, turn the toes back in, standing forward fold. Inhale, the arms reach out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands down the center line to the heart. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, reach, arms out wide. And exhale, forward fold. Feel that namaha, that surrender. Toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat. Exhale, forward fold. This time it's that left leg that's going to step back. So lower the knee, top of the foot, fingers in a finger stand, but lean into the heart. Open it up. And then exhale, step back to down dog. Inhale, tabletop position, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, navel to spine, child's pose. Inhale, stand on your knees again, arms reach forward and up. And exhale, bow down to child's pose. Just feeling that surrender. Inhale, tabletop position, heart lift, sit bones lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. And the left leg steps forward to the fingertips this time. Lower the knee to the floor, top of the foot. Lean into it, open through the heart. And exhale, step the back foot forward. Feet are still hip distance. Forward fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale to squat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise. Arms out wide as you rise. And then exhale, hands to heart. So that's one round. Let's do that again. And we're going to bring in that namaha, but we can only chant on exhale. So inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, namaha. Namaha. Toes out, heels in. Inhale to squat. Exhale, forward fold. Namaha. Right leg steps back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale, lean into it. Exhale to down dog. Namaha. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Namaha. Inhale, stand on the knees, arms reach. Exhale, child's pose. Namaha. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, down dog. Namaha. Right leg forward. Inhale to low lunge. Lean into it. And exhale, forward fold. Namaha. Toes out, heels in. Inhale to squat. Exhale, forward fold. Namaha. Inhale, arms out wide as you rise. Exhale down the center line. Namaha. Left side, inhale. Exhale, fold. Namaha. Toes out, heels in, inhale, squat. Exhale, back to fold. Namaha. Left leg back, low lunge, inhale. Exhale. Namaha. Inhale, tabletop. Heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, child's. Namaha. Inhale, stand on the knees, arms reach. And exhale, child's. Namaha. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, down dog. Namaha. Left leg forward. Inhale. Let the heart come through. Namaha. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, squat. Exhale, forward fold. Namaha. Arms out wide as you rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Namaha. So we'll just stay here. Bring your arms down by your side. And just take in those 2 slow moon salutations, the different energy, different than the sun. Feet hip distance apart. Right hand down, inhale the left arm up. Elongate through that side body, lean to your right. Now the hand that's on the thigh, take that up and grab onto the wrist. So you can hook the thumb and the middle finger around the wrist. Now give a little bit of a tug there to the arm. Let your head rest on the right arm and then continue to lean. And as you let go, you'll find more space, but as you breathe in, you might come out of it a little bit. So again, be soft enough to move with the breath. Body, breathing you. One more. And then slowly come up and we'll switch sides. So exhale, arms down by your side. And now inhale the right arm up and lean to your left. Let the left hand slide down the thigh. So continue to take that tailbone in, lift the lower belly for support. Now left arm's gonna come up, hook the thumb, middle finger around the wrist. Now give a little bit of a tug. Head rests on that left arm. And then work with the breath. So soft gaze. Just feel the body breathing. As the lungs fill, you lift slightly. As the lungs empty, the diaphragm lifts up, you sink a little further. Good, and then slowly come back up and exhale, arms down by your side. Step back to the front of your mat. Hands to the hips, step the right leg back. Line the front heel with the arch of the back foot. So we're setting up for a pyramid. Hips are open to the side wall. Push down through the ball of the front foot, the outside edge of the back foot. And if you'd like, you can activate the toes, activate the arch. Inhale, extend the arms long. So a couple times dynamic here. We're going to exhale, lengthen over the front leg, but don't come down. So imagine that someone's pulling your arm out to the side. And then inhale, slowly rise up. And then exhale, lengthen down. And we're going to bring back in that chant. So inhale, come up. 3 more like this, please. Namaha. As you chant, remember the meaning. So I surrender. So see if you can surrender while it's happening. Namaha. Inhale here. Last one. Namaha. Now, as much space as you have there, hand comes down wherever it lands, shin, ankle, foot, floor, and just take that right arm up in the air. Draw the navel toward the back body and rotate it to the right. Gaze traditionally is up at the hand, but if that causes you to feel unstable, then look at the horizon. Push down through the ball of the front foot, outside edge of the back foot's really anchored so that the base of the body, sort of that triangle or pyramid, is really supported and stable. And then draw the shoulder head down just a little deeper into its socket, feeling that spaciousness in the front and back of the heart. Now, while you remain steady, can you continue to feel yourself as the witness, not the doer? Body breathing you. Remember, inside your own breath, that mantra we are all born with is the constant reminder of your existence, your right to be here. Last breath. And then we'll just gently rotate fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, high lunge for a moment for stability, and exhale to down dog. So just stay in down dog here for just a moment. Find your breath. And then we'll take a very gentle, smooth, slow vinyasa. So inhale to plank position. And for this first round, we'll bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into the side till the belly comes down. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back. Cobra. Exhale, the navel lifts up and back. Downward facing dog. And then rise onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look at your hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale to monkey pose. Hands can be on the shin or floor, but crown away from tailbone. And then exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do the other side. So hands to your hips. This time you're stepping your left leg back. Line the front heel with the arch of the back foot. So it's about 3.5 feet. And then inhale the arms nice and long. Exhale, lengthen over that front leg. Press the outer foot away from the fingertips. And then inhale, come back up. And remember, the more stable that base is, the more the upper body will move. So again, exhale, lengthen over. Keep anchoring into your feet and legs. And then inhale, come back up. Let's do the last 3 with the chant. Namaha. Inhale, remember its meaning. Namaha. Inhale. Last one. Namaha. Now, wherever that hand lands, just place it down. Left arm lifts up. Again, navel's going to draw in and rotate to the left. Traditionally, we're looking at the hand, but horizon's perfectly fine. Keep pushing that outer foot away from the crown of the head so you feel more and more space and length here in the spine, maybe some room in that outer hip. Now, steady that breath. Can you get it smooth like when we started, listening for Soham? Body stays steady, mind steady, consciousness as the witness. not the doer. Gently rotate down, fingertips to the floor. You're pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Stabilize here in this squared position for a moment. And then exhale to downward facing dog. And we'll take another vinyasa. So inhale to plank position. This time if you want to leave the knees lifted for chaturanga, go ahead. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side. And then inhale, if the knees are off the floor, you're coming into up dog. And if the knees are down, it's cobra. Otherwise, navel up and back, downward facing dog. Two more breaths, body breathes you. Good. Rise onto the balls of your feet and lift your left leg up in the air. Bring the right heel down. Square the hip, send the knee to your chest, and then lunge it forward to your fingertips. Spin your back foot flat, heel to arch alignment. Come up through warrior one and open hip and shoulder to the right for warrior two. So press into the ball of the front foot, outside edge of the back foot, bend into that front knee, and get that knee to move towards the pinky toe side of the foot so the hips are nice and open. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, and then gaze over the middle finger of that left hand. And we're gonna move into side angle. So we're inhaling as tall as we can, and then exhale, bring that left forearm down to the thigh, and sweep the right arm up and over the head. Inhale, come back up. And then the second time, if you'd like, try to go deeper. So exhale, same like we were doing that triangle, lengthen first, and then bring the hand to the ankle and take the right arm up and over the head. And then last one, inhale, come back up. And if you want to go even deeper than that, exhale, lengthen over the thigh and take the hand to the floor and the right arm up and over the head. And then we'll do one more, inhale, come up, and you decide where you want to stay. So whatever feels right for you today, different each day. You can also use a block to bring the floor up to you. Drift the hands down on the ankle or on the floor. You're going to press the arm into the leg, leg into the arm. The outside edge of the foot reaches away from the fingertips. And again, we're rotating the navel as best we can to the right. Chest leans back. We're going to set this pose up and then hold steady and breathe. Now fix your gaze. Internal awareness, witness consciousness. Let that heat come out. Two more. Good. We'll bring our hands to the floor. Turn your left toes in, coming into wide foot spreading posture. Fingers under the shoulder for a moment. Lift the chest. Create as much length as possible in the spine. Lift the tailbone. And then exhale and walk through the legs. Fingertips line up with the toes. Crown of the head reaches the earth. If it doesn't touch, grab your block and place it underneath the head. But we have this long stance, so we're much closer to the floor than when we do this in a shorter stance. Press to the outside edges of your feet. Feel that separation there in the hips. Breathe. Again, returning to Namaha. I surrender, I let go. Watch that tendency to want to sink in the heels here, so make sure that your body's just forward slightly in the balls of the feet. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Pivot on the ball of your left foot so you come back into high lunge, facing forward. And then forward fold over the legs. Let everything just soften. If you'd like to grab the elbows, sometimes that's nice, just to surrender. Let go here. One more long breath. And then arms out wide, lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart, or down by your side. Take a moment. Really notice what's shifting for the mind, for our way of seeing the world. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway into monkey pose. Again, hands can be on the shin or you can have it on the floor, but crown away from tailbone, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank position again, and your choice for vinyasa, knees lowered or lifted. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale to downward facing dog. And once again, we'll come onto the balls of the feet and reach the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down, square the hip, send the right knee into your chest, and lunge that foot forward to the fingertips, and set up for warrior two. So coming up through warrior one, open shoulder and hip to the left for warrior two. So ball the front foot presses down, outside edge of the back foot grounds, and you can see here that the heel's lined up with the arch of the foot. Activate the arch by lifting the toes if you need more stability. Gaze over the middle finger of the right hand. Now as you bend into that knee, keep it towards the pinky toe side of the foot. So we have a nice open stance for the hips. Again, another area where we tend to hold that emotion is in the hips. So notice if there's tension there. And then we're going to move into that side angle. So inhale, full spine. Exhale, right forearm down, left arm up and over the head. Inhale, come back up. Try if you want to go deeper. Exhale like you're stretching again, triangle, then hand to the ankle, left arm up and over the head. Inhale, come back up. One more stretch again. Maybe we can get to the floor. If not, that's okay. All the way down. Inhale, come up. And then we're going to do one more just to see which one we want to stay at. And let it be the same as the other side, creating that balance, stability. And now really settle in. So strengthen the base of the body, lengthen the upper body. Navel draws in and rotates to the left, which helps the chest to lean back. And you can push the arm into the leg, leg into the arm. Steady your gaze. Watch the body breathe you. Good. Now, once again, we're going to turn those toes in, walk your hands to the middle part, and come into that wide foot spreading posture. Fingers in a finger stand, lift the chest, and exhale, fold into the legs. So if you can get the crown of the head down, great. If not, try a block. And here we're going to reach for the outsides of the ankles, bend the elbows, and draw the chest a little closer to the legs. Shoulders are away from the ears. Lengthen the neck. Just two more here. Feel everything settle. And now this time, bring the hands back under the shoulders, plant your left hand down, and take your right arm straight up in the air and rotate the navel to the right. So twisting here through the spine. If this feels good, you're welcome to go a little deeper and walk the left hand towards the right toes. Press your chest towards your thigh and rotate there. So fingertips on the bottom are pointing toward the heel. Breathe deeply. Keep wringing it out. not the doer. Good, gently release. Return to center and do the other side. So it's right hand that would go underneath the shoulder, left arm opens up. Just a beautiful, simple twist. Spine stays nice and long. Or if you've got a little more flexibility and you want to reach the fingertips towards the left toes and rotate, push your chest a little closer to the left thigh. Breathe here. And then surrender back in the middle, let go. Grab the ankles. And then walk your right foot forward, pivot on the ball of the back foot and come into that high lunge for a moment. Fingers in a finger stand. And then forward fold over the legs and let everything just relax. Complete surrender here. Good, 2 more. Remember, Namaha. This is not mine. I let go. Give it away. Inhale to monkey pose. Flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Chaturanga your way. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. And then from here, bring knees to floor. Take the knees wide, toes touch behind you, forehead to the floor, child's pose or embryo. So remember, embryo's back of the hands toward the heels, just rounding the upper back. One more breath. And looking between your hands, you're going to scoop your nose, chest, chin across the floor onto your belly, straighten out your legs, and we're going to prepare for some dynamic cobra. So hands underneath the shoulders, fingertips lined up with the tops of the shoulders, and feet are about hip distance apart. Press into the tops of the feet. So you want to feel big toe and pinky toe grounding, as well as knees and pubic bone. On your inhale, lift your chest halfway up. And then exhale, turn your cheek to one side and come down. So we'll move like this for a few moments. Inhale as you rise. And exhale as you lower. Keep going. Listen for Soham. One more right cheek, one more left cheek. Now, on this next one, we're going to come up and stay. So inhale up. And now exhale and stay. And we'll bring back in the chant, but quietly. So inhale. It's nice to close the eyes here. Namaha. Remember, low ribs are on the floor. Again, inhale. Namaha. One more. And this time, turn your cheek to one side, bring your arms down by your side, and just completely relax. Relax the glutes. Turn your cheek to the other side for a moment. Bring your hands underneath you. Press yourself up into seated. I'm going to take the legs wide, coming into Upavishta Konasana. So you can scoot your pelvic floor forward so there's an anterior tilt, or you can lift your flesh on each thigh and rotate it down. And you might want to have a block handy nearby for your forehead if you don't make it all the way to the floor. Fingers in a finger stand, inhale here. And then exhale, walk it out. And you want to start slowly. So when you find that first area of sensation, you're just going to stop there and breathe. And just honor the messages of the body. Again, if you're in that role of witness, consciousness, just observing, then you can feel or you can sense when it's time to go deeper. The body gives you that permission. So feel body breathing you, reaching right into areas that need it. There's an intelligence even in the breath. Now we're going to stay low, but just shift over to the left leg and surrender that way. And then come back to center. Settle there for a moment. Let everything release. And then stay low and walk over to the right leg. And soften here. And then slowly come back to center. Settle one more time. Just notice if there's a shift. And then gently come back up. Take your time. One hand into the ground and then the other. Hands underneath your knees. Guide your knees back to center. Now, if you have a bolster or some sort of pillow, you can place down on the mat. So you're going to bring your right hip up to your mat, knees pointing to the right, and then you're going to lean over the bolster. So navel comes down onto the bolster. And then if you're tight, you're going to have your head facing the same direction as your knees. But if you've got a little more flexibility, you want to deepen this twist, you're going to have your head face the opposite direction. And then just completely let go here. So let the body soften, surrender, feel effortless. This is a restorative twisting pose.
Your job is to let go and stay as a witness. Couple more breaths. You can listen for Soham. Remember the meaning, I am. Good, now you're going to slowly come out of it. Turn your cheek first if you had it in the opposite direction. Let the neck adjust. And then hands under your shoulders, press your chest back up. It's deeper than you think, so take your time and switch to the other side. And now hip up against the bolster, knees to the left. Inhale and exhale, rotate your navel so that you surrender onto the bolster. And then head is going to point towards the knees to start. And then if you feel more comfortable, you're going to turn your head away from the knees and completely let go. So it's so different than when we're using our muscular action to get ourselves into a posture and sustain it. This deepens the more we let go. Very much that feminine energy. Keep seeking out those areas that are holding or gripping, wherever they may be, in the most bizarre places. And then relax them, let them soften and give in. It's not just the body's tension, it's the way the mind holds the body in protection. And then to come out of this one, you're going to turn your head in the direction of the knees. Take your time. It's intense, even on the cervical spine. And then hands into the shoulders. Slowly press yourself up. And you can use that bolster under your knees if you'd like to feel
completely supported, and just rest right onto your back. So legs a little wider than hip distance apart, arms down by your side, palms face up. We're just going to try to minimize movement to build right on top of that energy of that last restorative pose, where we just settle right in, shoulder blades underneath you. And what does it feel like to be free from that mental gripping, from the trying, to stop doing and just being? So first, let the sound of So-Hum draw you back. The mantra inside your breath. And then imagine each and every cell in your body singing So on inhalation, hum on exhalation. And then gently run your thumb across your fingertips and wiggle your toes. And then just draw your knees into your chest. And roll to your right side into fetal. Just arm under the head. And placing the hand into the earth. Slowly come back up. If you want to use a bolster, just for a moment to prop your sit bones up. You can sit with a tall spine and a relaxed body. Palms open on the knees. That receptive state. It's such a different energy than our day-to-day existence. It can be challenging to go slow, challenging to let go and surrender when the patterning is set up in the opposite. But we have a term in yoga called pratyapakshabhavana, and it means to cultivate the opposite energy to bring yourself to balance. So just for a moment, reflect on your own life and what kind of dominant energy is in your day-to-day existence. And then use the wisdom of the yogis to cultivate the opposite if you are out of balance. So settled into the knowledge of I am. Bring your hands back to your heart. Bow your head to your hands and go back to the intention that we set. And just trust that you received what you could receive and let the rest go. And we'll seal this practice with the chant of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which means peace, peace, peace. Deep inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for practice today, and please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And in the description below is a link to my Patreon account. And if you feel like donating to these classes, we'd really appreciate it. Namaste.